from something old and something new to something borrowed, and of course something blue, or perhaps make that red. Many brides want a touch of tradition while keeping modern flair at their cultural weddings. Today, in the final part of our World of Weddings series, we are going to mix things up. Alison McGill is the editor-in-chief of Wedding Bells magazine, and she's here one last time with some tips on combining cultures and mixing modern with traditional. And you've got some fantastic wedding cakes.
We do. We have some fantastic cakes, flowers, accessories. We're going to talk about how you can incorporate sort of the traditional elements of your culture in with a modern-day flair.
And then you're trying to please yourself and your family and your friends. How can you do that with all the different traditions?
Well, the great thing about weddings today is there's so many options, and there's so many great people out there that can make beautiful cakes and flowers. You can work with them together to create these wonderful things. So when we're talking about cakes, this one here is a little bit of a riff on what would be Chinese culture. It's a coral color. Now, red is a traditional color in Chinese, but we've just taken it, sort of lightened up the tone a bit, and I think it's gorgeous, and the detailing on this is fantastic.
It's gorgeous. I can't imagine how long that would take to make.
A long time. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. Now we have a red bouquet here again, which would be great for a Chinese bride, and we have a double happiness ribbon, which is gorgeous.
Can you see that? Yeah, there's the ribbon there, right there. There.
You got it.
Gorgeous.
Talking about the Greek culture, we'll go to this cake, which I think just, embodies everything that I would think of for a Greek celebration.
I love the tiles on it.
The mosaic, the coloring, absolutely beautiful. And actually the something blue is something that came from the Greek culture. Brides actually traditionally wore a blue sash with their dress. So we've taken that idea and had some blue accessories. So we have some fantastic blue shoes, some blue earrings, and a gorgeous, crystal bead necklace, which would be a great choice.
Stunning. No kidding. They match the cake.
Exactly. So again, invitations is another way you can incorporate. We're talking a Chinese culture again. We've got the red. Irish over here is green, which is perfect. We've got a nod to some Scottish heritage. We've got a tartan ribbon tied around these, wildflowers, which are you would find in a Scottish meadow. They're very wild and unbridled. And then for an Indian culture, this beautiful bouquet, we have a great centerpiece here, and this cake I think is stunning because this detailing here really kind of mirrors what you would see in a sari detailing.
Okay, and the gold leaf on top.
Yeah, and the pink, and we've got that kind of ribbon down here as well.
We've got some viewer questions.
Great.
They wrote in, and this one says, and this one is from Jolene Mendonça. It says, I'm Catholic Indian, while my fiance is from Newfoundland. I have so many traditions from my culture that we would both love to incorporate, but I don't want his family to feel like outsiders. How do I balance and mix the two cultures?
Well, I think that's where, as a couple, you have to have a discussion. You've got, lots of elements to draw from, and I think you need to isolate what are the most important things you'd like to see in your celebration, and maybe consult your family on it, like get them involved, and then sort of taper it down from there and find out what your party's going to look like.
Excellent. And we've got another one from Anita Patel. Says, I had two ceremonies because my husband is half Croatian and half Finnish, while I'm East Indian. We did the Indian ceremony first, then we did the traditional Western wedding. So how common is it that that would happen?
It can happen. I wouldn't say it's entirely common, but I do hear about it from time to time, and I think that's a great idea to pay homage to both of the cultures, and it's fun. Twice as nice.
And one last one from Don Nunes Jackson. I love the scene in my big fat Greek wedding where the bride side of the church is packed and the groom has about 8 people. That would have been us. The solution, destination wedding. We had 11 guests, both sides represented. What do you think of that idea?
I think that's smart planning. I mean, if it gets to the point where you're feeling maybe a little pressured, take a vacation. Destination weddings are huge. There's so many things you can do with that, and your family may actually appreciate coming along, or you can maybe just make it for the two of you and celebrate your cultures, maybe eloping on a beach.
Sounds good. Alison, you've been here all week with some stunning displays and excellent tips. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
And later in the show, Lauren Christie will be here with some tips on how to find the perfect destination wedding. But up